People love to say that senior dating apps are just for desperate people. You know, like only the truly hopeless sign up because they couldn't find anyone in real life. But if that were true, wouldn't that mean every younger person on a dating app is just as desperate? The truth is, dating has changed. A lot. And if you haven't been in the dating world for the last 20 or 30 years, it's a completely different experience now. Gone are the days when you met your future spouse at a dance, a church social, or while reaching for the same loaf of bread at the grocery store. These days, people meet with a few taps on a screen. So today, we're diving into the truth about senior dating apps. Are they actually a good way to meet someone, or are they just a last resort for people who have no other options? We'll break down the stigma, the reality, the success stories, and of course, the scams. Because there are plenty of catfish swimming in these waters. And if you're wondering whether I've ever tried a dating app myself, let's just say, I learned the hard way that a woman's profile picture and what she looks like in person? Not always the same thing, but we'll get to that in a bit. So sit back, relax, and let's see the world together, while we figure out whether senior dating apps are a smart move or just a disaster waiting to happen. For a long time, there's been this idea that dating apps are only for desperate people. Like if you really had options, you'd meet someone in real life. But let's think about that for a second. If that were true, then why are millions of people using them? The reality is, dating just isn't the same as it was 30 or 40 years ago. Back then, you met people through mutual friends, church, community events, or just by chance. But today, everyone is online, and that includes seniors. Now, does that mean it's always easy? Absolutely not. Let me tell you about the first time I tried one of these apps. I had no idea what I was doing, but I figured, why not? I saw a woman with a profile picture that looked really nice. Beautiful smile, great hair, elegant outfit. We messaged back and forth, and she seemed nice, so we set up a coffee date. Now, I was expecting to meet the woman in the picture. What I wasn't expecting was the woman who actually showed up. Turns out, that photo was probably 20 years old. Now, I'm not one to judge. We all age, we all change, but at least use a picture from this decade. So, yes, dating apps have some challenges. But are they just for desperate people? No, they're just the new way people meet. If you think dating apps are just for desperate people, you might be surprised at who's actually on them. It's not just lonely seniors looking for a last shot at love. In fact, more seniors than ever are turning to dating apps, and not always for the reasons you'd expect. Some are widowed and looking for companionship again, but don't want to go through the whole dating scene in person. Others are divorced and starting over, realizing that meeting someone naturally just doesn't happen as easily as it used to. And here's something interesting. Not everyone is looking for marriage. Some seniors just want companionship, someone to travel with, or a casual relationship. After spending decades in long-term marriages, a lot of seniors aren't looking to settle down again in the traditional sense. There are even seniors in their 70s and 80s who just want a date for fun. No serious commitment, no big expectations, just enjoying the time they have left. And why not? If younger people can do it, why shouldn't seniors have that option too? But here's where things get tricky. Just because more seniors are using dating apps doesn't mean they all know what they're getting into. Some have never used apps before, which means they're stepping into a whole new world of swiping, texting, and figuring out who's real and who's playing games. And speaking of that, do these apps actually work? Can seniors really find love, or is it just a giant waste of time? Let's talk about that next. So, do senior dating apps actually work? The short answer, yes, but also sometimes no. There are plenty of success stories, people who met online, fell in love, and are now happily spending their golden years together. Some even say, "I never thought I'd find love again, and now I'm happier than I was in my first marriage." That's the dream, right? But for every success story, there are just as many frustrating experiences. First, there's the learning curve. If you've never used a dating app before, it can feel like a whole different language. Swiping, ghosting, matching. It's not like dating in the old days where you just walked up to someone and started a conversation. Then there's the scammers. Unfortunately, seniors are prime targets for online romance scams. Some of these scammers are really convincing, pretending to be lonely widows or retired military officers just looking for love. Next thing you know, they're stuck overseas and asking for money. And let's not forget fake profiles. Some people use old photos, heavily filtered selfies, or pictures from 20 years ago. Kind of like the woman I met who looked nothing like her profile. But hey, at least she was real. So yes, senior dating apps can work, but only if you know what to expect. If you go in thinking it's going to be just like meeting people in person, you might get frustrated fast. But if you're patient, open-minded, and know how to spot red flags, they can be a great way to connect with people you'd never meet otherwise. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons, because while dating apps open new doors, they also come with some challenges. So, are senior dating apps actually worth it? Well, like anything in life, they come with pros and cons. First, for the pros, they give you options. Let's face it, meeting people the old-fashioned way isn't as easy as it used to be. A lot of seniors aren't going to bars, working in offices, or getting introduced through friends. Dating apps let you connect with people you'd never cross paths with otherwise. Second, you're in control. You decide who you want to talk to, how fast or slow you want to move, and who gets your time and attention. It's a lot different from feeling pressured into dating someone just because your neighbor or your kids set you up. And third, they actually work for the right people. Plenty of seniors have met real partners, great companions, and even lifelong friends through dating apps. If you use them wisely, they can be a great tool for meeting new people. But let's talk about the downside. First, not all apps cater to seniors. A lot of dating apps are designed for younger people looking for quick hookups. That means you have to find the right platform. Not all of them are going to be a good fit. Second, fake profiles and scammers exist. Some people lie about their age, post old photos, or pretend to be someone they're not. And unfortunately, scammers target seniors more than any other age group. If someone starts talking about money, a business investment, or how they need financial help, run. And third, dating apps require patience. Some people expect to find love right away, but this takes time. Some people go on a few bad dates before they find a good one. Some never find what they're looking for. If you expect instant results, you might get frustrated. So, are senior dating apps worth it? For some, yes. They're a great way to meet new people, start fresh, and explore relationships at your own pace. But if you're expecting a flawless, scam-free, instant success experience, you might be in for a reality check. Now, let's answer the big question. Are these apps actually for desperate people, or are they just smart dating? The short answer, no. The longer answer? It depends on how you look at it. Dating apps are just a tool. The same way people used to rely on church groups, matchmakers, or community dances to meet someone, today's seniors are using technology. It's not about desperation, it's about adapting to the times. If anything, using a dating app takes confidence. It means you're putting yourself out there, even after years of being in a past relationship or navigating life alone. And that's not desperate, that's brave. Now, do some people treat dating apps like a last resort? Sure. But there are also plenty of people who find love, companionship, and great experiences they wouldn't have had otherwise. At the end of the day, senior dating apps aren't good or bad. They're just another way to meet people. What really matters is how you use them. So the real question is, would you ever try a senior dating app? Or do you think it's better to meet people the old-fashioned way? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. We're having real, unfiltered conversations about life after 60. And trust me, we're just getting started. Sit back, relax, and I'll see you in the next one.